Welcome to Memoriapolis. Now, this is a new game that's releasing today. I hope I will be able to release the video today at the game launch at least. And first of all, thank you so much to 5PM Studio, which is both the developer and publisher of the game, for providing me with a press key. And yeah, what kind of game is this? It's kind of between genres in a way. The Steam description says that Memoriapolis invites you to construct a city that spans 2,500 years of history, from Antiquity to the Age of Enlightenment. Use your culture, manage resources, face historical events, build wonders to achieve the status of capital of capitals, and leave your mark in history. I mean, instead of me babbling on about what the game is, I've played it until the second age. And let's just go ahead and actually play the game. You want to have a look at the settings. They are simple and easy. You have these general settings, you have these graphical settings, and they do have upscalers in case you want to use that. But on my rig I'm getting about 90 FPS. It doesn't really use that much CPU and GPU. You have nice audio sliders, and of course you also have keybinds. So that was just a quick going through the settings. But yeah, let's just skip the tutorial thing. That was very basic. It is helpful if you haven't played the game to do it, but I'll just go in and select New Game. I should add, for those of you who are curious, that I have been enjoying the game quite a bit, and I think this one has great potential. It is, of course, being released into early access, but yeah, I'm having very much fun with the game as of now, and I'm not saying that just because I got a key. Just for those of you who might not know me, I tend to be honest about these things. There are certain things which we'll get around to, which I look forward to improvements on, but yeah, my overall experience for an early access release, I'd say this one is pretty solid. So yeah, this is like the culture thing that we, it's not like you choose Egypt or whatever. You choose between the craftsman faction, the trader faction, the strategist faction, the politician faction, the philosopher faction, and the priest faction. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that the priests are the religious ones and the strategists are the militaristic ones. I'm sure you're able to figure out these on yourself, or by yourself, without me telling you. I've been playing with the craftsman. Natural resources are 25% more abundant. But maybe we should try another one. Cultural buildings offers 15% more satisfaction. Yeah, let's go with the education faction, the philosophers. Understanding the mysteries of existence requires the dedication of more than one lifetime. Some of these factions do not particularly like one another. For instance, the craftsmen and the militarists, they were not that fond of one another when I played the game the first time. The craftsman and the commercial faction, I did get some tensions between them, but I'm not sure if it's random or if it's just a thing that any faction can get into conflict with another faction, or if there's a higher chance or a lower chance. I am not sure. So yeah, let's go with the philosopher faction and move on. And then you get this nice, is this like in Manor Lords? There's several games who have this coat of arms thing. Let's just go with something simple here, I think. Sadly, there are no wyverns, so there's a cute bat, though. Yeah, let's go with the ship here. Oh, no, wait, I'm the... And that looks rather boring. This one. That one works for the philosophers. Let's do the color... I'd normally pick yellow, but I don't really like the yellows here. Can pick gold effect. That one works. Then the outline can be black around that. No. I think dark. This one's good. Then we have the glyph itself. You can move it around and do things depending on what you want to do with it. I'll just leave it there. I'll turn off the background. I don't particularly think it looks good with a white square behind it. Let's see, are there any of these that actually do look okay? I mean, they all look okay, but with this particular... let's go with that one. And... I think I want blue. Then for the background of the thing itself... And this is one of the things that I hope they'll add. Some kind of custom color picker. Because some of these colors are like this one. I'm not the biggest fan of the default colors here. Let's go with that. Also the glyph, I think I can increase the size of it. No, I can't. I can repeat it, or I can tile it, but apparently I can't make it larger. So we'll just go with this. City name, Caledonia, and then my first name should be, for this one, Caledorn. Do I really need a last name? Tentacula. That probably works. Some of you might not get that. Some of you definitely will get it. Confirm. Then you get to pick your start. There is only one map currently. So I've both used this position, and I've also used this position. You have the marshy plot, which strikes me as a bit of a hard location to start. We have the forest edge. This one doesn't look too bad. It's not too far away from the riverside, but there's a lot of forest around here, and you're not allowed to build stuff inside of the dense forest. Mountainside. This one looks promising. Seafront. I don't like that one at all. Rocky Plain. Well, it's pretty close to the roadside. I would say this one is better than the roadside, to be honest. And then the river estuary. Oh, I like this one. But I'm going to go with the riverside. I kind of know where the resources are around here, and it's a decent enough start. So we'll start with the riverside one. And then there's the tutorial for camera controls and stuff like that. Safety zone. This one is interesting. The security area is a circular boundary around your city center. With a few exceptions, building beyond is forbidden. You can increase its size by improving the level of the city center or by building surveyors' cabins and wonders linked to it. So we need to build the ancient camp, which is going to be our city center. And you don't necessarily have to build it where the game suggests you build it. You can build it up here if I want to. But I'm going to build that... let's see here. The default position actually is quite good. But I want to be able to reach this little lake over here, because that's where we find play and stuff. So I'll build it there. These little knob thingies are road connections, by the way. So we start the Antiquity age. We have 1250 cycles, or years, to do this. Veneratis bene? Latin isn't... no. Your family has made this fertile and welcoming land its own. Feel free to decide your own destiny. This is the beginning of your dynasty. Starting with a single camp, you'll have to develop an autonomous city that harvests its own resources, boasts a flourishing economy, and attracts other citizens to survive the ages. The goal? To make sure this future city one of the most important in the world. But be warned, your time is running out. So let's just pause the game quickly. As you can see, this ring here, that's the safety zone that this is talking about. So this is where we are allowed to build inside of. Then we have classic resources. Those are the resources that we get access to in the Antiquity era. food, wood, stone, clay, and sand. And as the ages progress, you'll have access to more resources. What we need to start out with is providing these 3 basic resources. We will want to build a farm. You can hold down shift if you want to rotate the building faster, or whatever you're building. You can also build almost halfway on the edge of the safety zone. So we'll build a farm up here. Probably going to move that later on. We need a cutting camp for wood, and as you can see, it shows you just how much wood is inside of its area. Now it'll say too far from the constructible zone, but if I had the safety zone over here, it would also tell me that you can't build here because of dense forest. We'll build this here. The game also automatically builds roads to it, and you'd better be a bit observant of where those roads are, because must not be on roads, and there's no way to remove the roads as of now. That's not the correct button that I intended to click. Do I want to build this here? There's a very low amount of... That looks okay. Okay, so let's build that there. 2,800. We get stone as well. And there is also the option of focusing on sand and clay, but there's nothing of that available here, so let's just confirm that. And unpause the game. This is the first city district. Those grow organically. And for the most part, this game is quite relaxing to play. You have our... oh, I'm going to close the window, because there are workmen in the back. There we go. They're going to make noises. So you have the city banner here. You can click that to see your cultural influence, your level of the current city center, your progress in the age you're in, and your effect of influence. I'm not entirely sure how this works up here. We're currently on the hamlet level. When we unlock culture, we can also get culture points or cultural influence points, which we can then convert into these scoreboard points. Rather, these are the cultural influence points. So the culture points produced by factions and so forth. We'll get back to that later, though. We have our food and our... You can see the production per cycle and also the consumption per cycle here. The same with wood, stone, clay. And notice that certain parts of the map light up. You can see this red area over here when I hover over clay. We have sand around this little lake, and also precious stones. Oh, stone. Surprisingly enough, those are in the mountains. Wood. This might also come as a huge surprise to everyone. It's in the forests. Who would have thought? Food we produce from the farms. We can also trade later on, but yes, one step at a time. We also have these blueprints here, and these are rather important. Now, first of all, we do get these missions. So we are in Chapter 1, organizing your city. The village is gradually becoming independent. New families are settling in, but we are going to have to get organized to prevent the central square from becoming a place of chaos. Improving the town center would make it more official and respected. So we need to get the prerequisites to upgrade the city center to improved ancient camp, and then upgrade to improved ancient camp city center. We can see that here. So the city is going to go through cycles, and the citizens have organized themselves into various districts, each with its own objectives: food production, wood production, building creation and maintenance, etc. Everyone seems content with the current structure. Currently, it has a radius of a security area of 350 meters and an attraction of 150. We need 90 people, or 90 population, that is workers and wanderers, and of course the citizens themselves. And these are the upgrade costs, and also how many cycles it will take to upgrade it. We don't need to see that. So, what we're going to do now is to go into the building tree here. There are not much we can do here currently, because we need to upgrade the city center first. But I'm going to unlock the surveyor's cabin. That's free. So we have that, and that means we have a new building under proximity. We can only have 2 of them currently. this is our gold coins, our blueprints. Several cycles have passed, and you now have enough citizens and resources in your warehouses to improve your town center. This upgrade will give you access to a larger building area. This is the inhabitants in the city, how many we have. These are our currently available workers, and this is the amount of maximum workers we can have, and these are the wanderers. As you can see, there are some text available here, but you can just read that yourself if you do. Now let's upgrade our ancient camp into an improved ancient camp. So, sorry, it was a radius of 300 meters and 125 attraction. This will now increase to 350 meters and 150 attraction. Set. That'll take 10 turns. Now you can also see that the farm is building fields. And these are also organically created by the game itself. So when this one is done, you see that it just decided it wanted to build a field there. You can deconstruct them, but I'm not sure if deconstructing them enables the farm to build a new one. Haven't tested. You can see we have 5 city districts currently. I believe under filters we can see the districts. Yeah, so we have 5 city districts. And things will happen with these city districts as we improve our culture. Chapter 1 rewards. You now have access to cultural buildings. A ceramic workshop, that's the production faction. The arena, which is the militaristic faction. The Aesculapium, with that's the religious faction. The Agauge Center, which is the education faction. The Via Edificium, which is the commercial faction. And of course the Forum, which is the political faction. This also gives us access to satisfactions. Health, safety, belonging, self-esteem, and creativity. We can also see these down here. These have an effect on migration, and therefore on the number of people wishing to join your town. Each satisfaction provides bonuses or penalties, so be careful not to neglect them. We have also apparently found a ruin. This one we can repair eventually, or I can demolish it for these gains here. But this one is actually in a location which is pretty good, because that's not bad in terms of where the city might expand to, so let's just keep that. Let's have a look at the cultures here. We can go with ceramic workshop. This one can evolve into a stoneware workshop and needs a ceramic workshop plus something unknown. I haven't done that, so kind of in the dark on that one. The arena is for military. Yeah, so you can see here the satisfaction they give. So this one gives health. This one gives security. I don't remember what that one is. Belonging, I think. This one is... remember what these icons are. That one is self-esteem, but I don't... oh, that one is also health, actually. I don't remember what that one is, but we're going to unlock the Agauge Center so that we can get our education faction up and running. But also, we have some more tooltips here. All buildings and biomes produce attraction or perturbations. The citizens will come to build their homes as a priority where the attraction is highest. Then it tells me about doing what I just did, researching a building. And then it introduces me to the building. And then it explains the satisfaction. So physiology is health, safety, belonging, yes, esteem, that's the light bulb, and creativity. Then the this button down here gives us more analysis of that. Now, when I want to build a district, you can see that it highlights up districts that it actually affects. If I build this here, I will affect these two districts. And that might contribute to these two districts getting tribes of faction, something. You'll see when they arrive. Let's build that there, I think. Now the Agouge Center gives 175 creativity, and we can also choose one other of these. Some buildings give 2, and there's a difference of how much it gives. But the first Agouge Center of your reign has been built. Choose the additional satisfactions on which the building should take effect. The values will be fixed for each occurrence of Agouge Center. So if you build more of them, the first time you pick this, that's what the Agouge Centers around your city are going to give you. Note that the strength of the satisfaction chosen depends in the order in which you selected them. So if you have more choices, then they're going to be progressively declining. You can also see your current score. So we have 127 health, 127 safety, 127 belonging, and 127 esteem. I'm going to go with health, because I don't intend to take the production faction. I intend to go with the religious faction, just to make sure that we have two factions that obviously are going to go excellently together. Yes, that was a little bit of sarcasm there. So let's also unlock the Aesculapium. Some of these words are very interesting. The Aesculapium is a place where charlatans and saviors sometimes mingle. Under the benevolent gaze of the gods, the luckiest patients are healed. That'll cost us 500 blueprints as well, and we should also go down here and unlock the architectural office, because that produces blueprints per cycle. And that one is free. Okay, so we currently have 28 workers, and I would like to build that thing as well. And that will affect 2 city districts, so that's good. So let's build that there. This one we can take safety. And then finally, I have enough to build the architectural office as well, so let's build that. It also gives a little bit of attractiveness, so let's build that there. Now we only have 1 worker left, so with that we'll just have to sit here and wait for the workers to slowly go up. But that is also part of why I picked health, because health increases, or rather decreases, food consumption. And I believe it also increases the migration rate, which is between 1 and 4 now. Chapter 3 rewards. We now have access to service buildings, which is the Horreum and the Macellum. The Horreum offers numerous reserve slots and allows the city's various production buildings to be managed more efficiently, whereas the Macellum allows trade routes to be opened to other towns in order to buy, sell and trade resources. Districts are non-destructible groupings of houses formed in the most attractive areas. If they are tinged with culture, they will become cultural districts and may host a faction. And we moved right on to Chapter 4. Let's take this first. The factions settle in districts of the same culture. So for instance, education districts here will be able to house education factions, whereas the religious ones up here will house religious factions. You can also have the districts have more than one faction, and then it's kind of percentage-based chance of what will pop up there if a faction pops up. The factions play a vital role in the town's development, producing resources, gaining buildings, gaining access to politics, and so on. We now also have access to production buildings in form of the Carver and the Carpentry. Also have access to the construction of ramparts, which is city walls, and these can be built from the downtown interface and bring various benefits to inhabitants and constructions within its precincts. It would be nice to have more wood production. We're just getting 5 per cycle. Can I get another one fit in up here? Yes. build it as far up as we can. I'd also like to build one of these cabins. Note that you can build it right at the edge. I'm going to build one there. I'd like to have another quarry here for producing stone. Our buildings are complete, so we have this Esculapium thing affecting these. You can see 100% religious district culture, whereas down here you will see 100% education district culture. Now these two districts might very well end up in some kind of conflict between these two factions, because neighboring districts can end up in conflicts, whereas these two districts are kind of protected with this district in between. We are making 50 food per cycle, and we're consuming nearly 30, so it probably would be a good idea to have another farm. Let's get a surveyor. It's not said. Up there. Now we have up to 4 of these. And to upgrade our camp to the next level, we need 300 total population and also some stone and wooden beams. Currently, our missions are... the main mission is to approve a faction. From one end of the country to the other, the name of your town is on everyone's lips. It seems that everyone can find a home here, and some say that the residents are so happy that the gods are jealous. These rumors, whether well-founded or not, attract political groups from neighboring countries. But there's no way I can trigger that, so whether we get a faction or when we get a faction is rather random. Then we have optional missions on attractive land. New residents will prefer to live in an attractive location with nearby centers of interest. While some environments may repel them, there we get a faction. Others will charm them. Just look at this, then look at the attraction filter. I think we already passed that quest, so yeah. The followers of Isis is at the gates of your city. Amenhotep has crossed many landscapes to settle in your land. His faction, the followers of Isis, come to share the teachings of their goddess and assert that she can protect life after death. Their initiations and rituals can be observed by all your citizens. If you accept them, this faction will occupy a closed and available area in your city, which specifically is the one that they popped up above. And every cycle, they will produce 0.1 cultural point of religious faction point, this up here, and between 0 and 1.2 gold coins, depending on the tax imposed. We'll also get 25 cultural influence for the religious culture when we accept them. And they're currently at 50% trust at arrival. They like the Atrium Vestae and the Officina Pecuniaria. We'll get +1 trust when those are built, if we ever build them. But yeah, let's just accept that. That gives us access to one more tier of cultural buildings. Agalma Workshop, Statio, Templum, Scola, Politarian, and Heliaia. Heliaia? If you say so. Remove that. Now we have the optional quest of fortifying the city, which is build a city wall. And we also have trade with the outside world. We'll get around to that though. Our main quest is to upgrade the city center to level 3. We also have now the statue of the founders here. We probably should get that built at some point. Let's see, how are we doing resource-wise? We do need to build another small farm. I'll build that down here. That leaves us with 17 workers. Okay, so this area has a lot of clay. I build that Yeah, that might work. If I build that there, set it to stone, then I can build another one. And set that to clay. I'm going to need another surveyor's cabin so that I can also get sand. We do have 6 workers, so we might as well... Well, we need to wait for this to finish. Now, admittedly, there's more sand over here than there is over here, but I don't see any point to not trying to extract the sand here. There we go, small quarry. There's more sand up here. Because this is the main source of sand. Let's build it like this so we get a road going alongside the water here. Sand. And this one, for instance, mobilizes 6 workers. If we demolish it, I believe we get those workers back, but I'm not entirely sure about that. City is growing nicely. I've probably overloaded you all with information overload now, but yeah. Hopefully you're able to pay some kind of attention and follow partially what I'm doing at the very least. Would be good to get a carver so we can produce some wooden beams. Let's go and unlock that. Carver. It's 500 blueprints. Does require 10 workers though, so we'll have to wait for those. Service, we have the Horreum and the Macellum. Let's buy the Horreum first. Yeah, we have enough to buy the Macellum as well, but not sure if I want to do that right away. We have 1,100 blueprints, so... $19 workers. We need 10 workers so we can build a carver. Good. Let's build that here. That will produce wooden beams for us. Note that, for instance, this cutting camp has a radius, and it does generate 100 disturbances. I don't know if the radius is just for the production, or if it is like the small farm. I believe it is for the production. Of course, the game puts that above, but you can see it has a rather large area of influence. And I'm not sure if those disturbances also affect these buildings here. But I don't think so, because it doesn't say anything about being disturbed. You can see here it says risks of incident in this district. Because each district has a risk level calculated according to the district's fill percentage of its presence or not in the attrition zone. That's something that will pop up later. Of the presence of a faction in its enclosure and the potential tension thereof. And then the presence of wanderers in the district. The higher the risk level, the more frequent incidents will be in this district. But not all of them have that. Currently, only the one that has a faction has a risk. But that one is inside of this blue ring, so I'm not sure if that might be the reason for it. There's still things that I'm trying to learn here. Open panel. Action harmony with its neighbors. I don't know why it... Well, if I turn off the taxes, it doesn't affect it. Okay. This gives +1 trust per 2 cycles. This reduces 1.6 trust per 2 cycles. And this one is okay. They are happy with that. Oh, I unlocked the wrong one. This one produces rubbles. Let's go in and unlock the other one then. Carpentry. We do have enough workers for it, so that's good. Build that beside the other one. Or maybe not. I want to build it there instead. In case these districts start popping up this way. Let's see, service. The Horreum requires 19 workers. Okay, so we need to save up 19 workers. But now we got a new faction. The Collegium Scriptorum is led by Athis. Like Scola and Ludus Magnus. We have a trust level at the level of 55%. Not sure what the destiny thing here is, but yeah, let's accept them as well. You can see we've gotten a few cultural points into religion. This one will also now start to produce cultural points for education, since we now have these guys in here. And this district is new. You can get some fairly creative districts. Like, you could get a long district just going here. So, like this one is also kind of creative. So, yeah. Or rather, that's a huge district. This could be like 3 different. This could be a district, this could be a district, and this could be a district. As shown by this one, for instance. This is a small district in here. Means we have... yeah, the game just filled in this little area here. After we built that. Let's see if we can unlock another cultural building for education. But first of all, let's build the Horreum. Now, the Horreum does have a little bit of satisfaction and attraction. We get 2 additional satisfactions from this. It's a rather large building. Of course, that road is in the way, because I would like to build it here. But that's not happening. If I build it, yeah, must be outside of the dense forest. I don't think I can build it up here at all. Unless I demolish the ruin. Fine. I guess we'll build it here then. I noticed that little point there. Safety, because I do not intend to get any religion and no military, and also esteem. See, it built that road like that, and that's rather annoying. I was hoping it would be like that, but no. Oh well. Unlock cultural district. Let's see here. Under education we have this Scola, so let's unlock that for 900. I believe that requires, yeah, 22 workers. It also requires sand. I am, however, going to build a small quarry. Another one. There. And clay. As you can see, it's a fairly relaxing game, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't really been able to show you as of yet. You have the hotbar over here, Now that we have the Horreum built, we can access the Horreum here. Always paying attention to all production buildings can be tedious. The Horreum summarizes all their status and information to make city management easier. You can see here their state, which is currently all clear. We'll also have different types of state, like being destroyed, under improvement, reserve full, and so forth and so forth. And you can also see the total production per cycle here. So we are producing 10 wood, 10 stone, 5 sand, 5 clay, 7, whatever those are, 7, whatever those are, and 100 food and 15 blueprints. You can also pause the buildings from here if you want to do that, and so forth and so forth, and also how many workers they have, what level they are, and yeah. So wooden beams and rubbles. What a bizarre thing to use as a building material. Let's build a rubble house. This is also the slot for storage. You can see we have 1k storage available. That's the word I was looking for wood. 350 of that is from the improved ancient camp, 400 is from the Horreum, and then 250 from the cutting camps themselves, 125 per, which gives a total of 1000. If you select stone, you can see how that breaks down. You can break down the buildings or building types like this. So, yeah. There's also the factions. You can see the various factions you have in the city. This will be the trade routes. This will be the politics when we get the option to build the Senate. This is from Middle Ages. I do not know what these do. And then finally the command post also is in the Middle Ages and will not be available at the start of early access. This is for cultural influence, so you can see it's the same as clicking the city banner up there at the top. We have 400 out of 500 in the Antiquity, so we are almost leveling up. Now I could convert. Let's say I wanted to have 10 points, then this would take away 10 points from religious cultural points down up here, and then converting them into cultural influence points down there. I don't want to do that now. You can also see that for each level. So when we reach 500, we will get to this level, Vices, which will give us plus 5.5% Wonders bonus and plus 5% Trust bonus, and also unlock the decorative building area. All the way down to level 7, the Caput Mundi. Now there's also various things you can see up here, like production culture points. Apparently we can upgrade the city center. Let's just quickly go over these first. So the production culture specializes in the management of reserves and production of resources. Military specializes in prevention and management of various risks, such as negative rallies, ramparts. Religion focuses or specializes in managing wanderers and modifying urban planning rules. Education specializes in learning and using know-how. Cultural points for commerce specializes in the use of trade routes. And then finally, politics specializes in passing I don't know why they've used the word decrets, but decrees. And then down here we can click this, so you can see the Book of Satisfactions, which gives you an overview of all your current, like we can click health, you only filter out that, and so forth and so forth. I think it starts default by health. So we're above the current maximum. I'm not entirely sure what that does either. We could use more belonging, which is from the religious faction, but esteem would have more creativity than that, but yeah. Yeah, and also these give us various bonuses. So health, for instance, now currently is at minus 15% food consumption, and construction time reduced by 20%. We have enough safety to get reduction in incidents, 15%, and city migration increased by 20%, so that's under safety. Faction trust loss reduced by 20%, all sources combined decreased duration 35%, and resource production increased by 15%, and blueprints production increased by 15%. There is currently no rallies, those are, well, riots, I would guess we could call them. Let's see, do we have, no we do not have enough workers to build a school just yet, but we are almost there. There we go. Now I'm going to build that here, so that we can hopefully get the city to travel down this way. There is no guarantee for that, mind you. It might be an idea to put it like that, since it actually there is actually room for that. Now this will cause a road to spawn, which is silly road. That's a better road. Belonging is the lowest one. But pay attention to these to see where the roads go. If I had built this differently, that road might have been placed differently by the game. There's, as I said, there's no way for me to get rid of that road. So you'll have to live with it and plan accordingly around the roads that are spawned by the game. Here's also an example of one of these tiny districts. And this one too. We're getting a lot of education districts here. Surprised we haven't gotten more factions. I go here and click at this. You can see now we have 4 religious districts and we have 5 education districts, and this one is neutral because of the farm. These buttons up here are filters, of course. Then we have the feedback/bug report, and this one is in-game help. Some of this, yeah, there's a lot of information here. This one, stronger. The one thing that I'm curious about, which would have been nice, would have been to see the malices. Like, this explains the attraction, but it doesn't explain the disturbances. The city attraction should be rather okay though. Yeah, high attraction down here, so there's a high chance of a city district spawning here whenever the game decides a new city district is going to spawn. However, there might also spawn a city district here, because it's equally dark blue here and here. What we can do is to build the Statue of Founders, which provides a lot of attraction. We can build this down here. Like that. And I don't know, well, 100 attraction isn't really a lot of attraction, since this one gives 350 and this one gives 150. But yeah, it's a cheap little decorative building which will increase the attraction down here. So now this is probably going to be the most likely spot for the game to spawn a new district. How is our food production currently? 100 versus 70 consumption, and we also get another faction, the Mysteries of Eleusis. An all-female religious group led by a German woman named Uta. Okay. Uta has dedicated her entire life to the deities Demeter and Persephone. So completely normal, regular German deities. And within their faction, numerous sacred rituals take place, accompanied by mystical teachings and spiritual initiation. I'm sure they're fond of Cthulhu. Let's accept those. And this faction will just give us the Atrium Vestae for free, so we don't have to pay blueprints for it, which is nice. Now the Atrium Vestae requires 23 workers. We don't have that. I believe that's rather big. Could make a joke about the all-women faction being happy with that in their location. Yep. I'm sure you guys will comment on that. Let's improve our ancient city center to level 3. A growing number of citizens are building new plots of land, and drawn by this demographic movement, many factions are asking to join your town. Plus 50 meters of security area and plus 50 attraction. I'm not sure if these now will disappear, or if they'll just stay there. However, I think as soon as this one is done, there's probably going to be stuff to read, but I think it's about time to wrap up this episode. I don't want this to... I'm hoping that YouTube will be done with the processing of this so that I can release it around the game launch. I mean, I didn't get an embargo, so I could have done this yesterday, but I was so tired yesterday that yeah. Chapter 7 rewards. You now have access to production buildings, tilery, and brickwork. So that will give us bricks and tiles. And we also get the 3rd level of cultural buildings, the Ergasterion, Castrum, Necropolis, Theatrum, Emporium, and Thermae. And we also now get access to the Senatus, which is to pass decrees. Here it says decrees. The Senatus authorizes the application of decrees to benefit the city during a chosen number of cycles. The other authority figures sitting on it are all factions present in the city, so it would be nice to have more than just 2 factions in here. So yeah, okay. Let's wrap up things here, I think, then. You have any questions and or comments, then as per usual, of course, feel free to post those down in the comments section. And if you do not have any questions and comments, but you would like me to continue to... well, I will make more episodes than this one, but if you're enjoying this, then please feel free to consider leaving a like or post a little emote, post a little emote or some sassy comment, something, down in the comment section. And I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you all in the next one.